Hey guys, we are back for Bandcamp Dailies number 18. Last night we had date night, so that was kind of interesting. Made some popcorn, had some fun. You know, towards the end of the date, I tried to stick my hand underneath my date's skirt, and I got zapped by her chastity belt. So, but that's okay because she's worth the wait. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just have a very overactive imagination. So, which brings us to more of the intro. Before starting this video, I remembered something. And I realized that, I don't think I've ever been on a real adult date before in my entire life. How pathetic is that? I've been on dates before, like innocent dates when I was younger. I've been to the movies with girls before, and this is what led me to remember one of those incidents. So I remember I went with my friend. We sort of did a double date. This was in the 8th grade when I was 13 years old. And what year would this have been? This would have been 1996. Long time ago. I probably, I don't have the internet right now, so I probably didn't even have the internet back then either. That's kind of funny. But we ended up, me and my best friend, I had a girlfriend at the time, so we did like a double date. And so he brought a girl as well. So we all went to the movies. We went to see the movie Homeward Bound, the second, the sequel to the first Homeward Bound. If you haven't seen that movie, it's about dogs. It's like a family movie. I don't know why we went to that movie. I remember watching the first one. I don't remember why I watched the first one, but I did. Anyway, we're watching the movie. And so, as we're watching the movie, my girlfriend starts to stick her hand in my pants a bit, just a little bit. And throughout the movie, she keeps like pushing it down further and further into my pants. And so, I mentioned this before. She, in previous videos, she was like almost 2 years older than me. So her birthday's in February. My birthday is in December. And so she's almost 2 years older than me. She was quite horny. She was quite the horny girl. And I was just this innocent boy. I mean, I was horny, but I was just, I was innocent. That whole thing scared me. And so I didn't really do anything. I just sort of let it happen. But she never touched it. I remember I had a boner. I had a boner at the time, but it was like over to the side. And, but I remember, after the whole thing was over, I was like thinking to myself, wow, this is cool. So how's that for an intro to the video? I think that's all I wanted to say. Once again, I have a little bit of a text file underneath my face. This is not going to be as much of a shit show as yesterday was. Yesterday was just a ridiculous video. This one, I'm more prepared. As you can see, I actually brought the web pages back with me. I did not do that yesterday because I'm stupid, but I did it this time. And I brought two. Also brought the album page. Yeah, so what we're going to do a normal Bandcamp Dailies. We had a little bit of an intro, a little bit of a storytelling session. I hope I don't get reported because I'm talking about 12-year-old or a 13-year-old boner, but it was my own. So I feel like that's okay. And we have some listens today, and I've talked about all of these already, except for this last one here, Mental Aberrations. This is IP 07. So this is from my album, Implanted Perceptions from 2023. Okay. I was trying to think how long ago it was released. So this was a November album. So still over a year ago. So we're just going to talk about this one. Implanted, Mental Aberrations. Yeah. So we have the page right here. We also have the lyrics right here. I don't even know if you can make sense of what the lyrics are talking about. Whatever. Anyway, however, we can't listen from here because there's nothing associated with the press. Yeah, I press and nothing happens. Okay, but I do have the file, the audio file right here. So I'm going to press play And we're going to read, or well, you can read the lyrics. All right, so let's do that right now. All right, very good song. I very much enjoy this song. This actually was one of the more challenging songs to play on the album, guitar-wise. It was very challenging on the fretting hand. Lots of movement on the fretting hand. So what are we doing now? I think we are going to the tab. Yeah, we're going to go to the tab. All right, so I have a folder right here. Let's go. We're going to, oh yeah, we also have a live video. We're going to watch the live video version of that as well after. But first of all, we have to do the tab. Okay, by the way, this is going to be a more a shorter video than my last several ones, I hope. The ones that I just rambled on forever. I'm going to try and keep this a little more succinct. So what is this? This is IPO7. So this was the 7th track that I wrote for the album. By the way, this album has 48 songs. I talked about this album in multiple videos, 48 tracks. They're all 40 seconds long, basically 39, 40 seconds long. And so, 48 times 40 seconds, I believe is 32 minutes. I think I did that. I'm not a savant. I remember calculating that before. I wish I was a savant. How cool would that be? I mean, sure, it would be bad in other areas of life. Probably it would be bad. It would be bad more than it would be good. But I think it'd be kind of cool to have certain abilities like that. Anyway, what are we doing? We are going to the tab. So let's go to the tab. This song I wrote on June the 5th, 2022. So this was right near the beginning of when I started the album. I started it in late May. And so this is just like a week after. So I basically did it every day. And then I would take a couple days off every now and then. Here I took a couple days off. And then 40, 50, blah, 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 blah. I took a couple days off there. And then I took a little more days off. Where's the biggest gap? I'm just curious here. Probably right here. Yeah, I took like 2 weeks off here. I don't know why. Then I'm like, okay, I got to finish the album. And so I ended up finishing the album. All right, so let's load this into Power Tab. Blinding bright light. Okay. I'm just curious how many measures it has. Yeah, I mean, it has 29 measures. It's kind of a lot for a 40-second song. So the thing about this song, the measures are short, the measures are fast, and the measures change constantly. And so that's part of the reason why it's a very challenging song to play on guitar, because it just keeps changing so much. There's also a part here where there's like a sequence of... So the thing with these songs, like the song structures are compressed down and the riffs themselves are compressed down so that they're very short. And then what I like doing with these songs, I like arranging the riffs and the parts in different ways throughout the song. So the song keeps changing. And sometimes you get these sequences of the riffs that I really, really like a specific sequence of each of how the riffs appear in the song. And there's this one sequence right here that I really like. It's my favorite part of the song. Where is it? I think it's this one right here. Yeah, this one right here. So from measure 17 to 23. So basically 22. From 17 to 22 is my favorite sequence of the song. So if you can remember that, I don't know, maybe I'll try and keep my eyes peeled, and I will try and, be cognizant, how's that for a word, of when 17 comes up, and I will sort of motion to the camera. Okay, so let's listen to this. Yeah, so one of the reasons, sorry, I'm going to restart the song, but another reason why this song is challenging to play is because, so you have these palm mutes here, like 1, 2, 3, and then it adds this extra stuff in between the next palm mute, this 0, 1, 3, 4. It's basically you just press, you don't press, you strum with your, your picking hand once, and then you just hammer on all the notes. But it's very fast. It's like one beat, and it's 240 beats per minute. And so you have to play the 4 notes and then go to the next. And so adding these things, it also happens right here, but adding these things in between the palm muted parts gives it an extra difficulty there. All right, very good. Very good. You may have noticed that I always use the piano instrument for the tabs. I do that intentionally because of how I like how it sounds. It sounds better. And another reason is because when you use the electric guitar instrument, the MIDI instrument, it sustains forever. And so if you have ringing notes, they never decay. And so it's really annoying and it doesn't sound realistic. So I just like using the piano. All right, so there's that song. So now we're going to watch the live video. So, you know, since someone listened to basically the first 4 songs on the album, I think we're just going to watch all of them in the live video because I very much enjoy this video. And the songs are very short anyway. I doubt this video is very long. I mean, yeah, it's 12 minutes. Probably 5 minutes were, maybe even more, spent on the that story at the beginning, the intro. Okay, so yeah, we're going to watch the first 4. We've seen this video multiple times, probably, yeah, for track 1, track 2, and track 4. So now we're doing track 3. Okay. I think I've said it before, actually. Let's just wait. Yeah, so there's my pretty face. This is my new guitar. New, I guess it's not new anymore. I very much enjoy this guitar. What was I going to say? Yeah, this video is really cool. The sound quality is really bad, but so I was practicing every day. This is playing through this album every single day on guitar so that I could make a video like this. This was just a practice video though. And I'm just using my phone to record the audio. If I was for the final video, I was going to, you know, hook a microphone up to my amp and make it sound decent. But this was just a practice video. But I was for a couple or a few months, I was playing virtually every day. I was playing through the album, and there are 48 songs. And you know, judging by what we heard already, there are a lot of sections, a lot of fast sections that change, and you have to memorize all of them. So yeah, I'm really happy with my performance on this album, on this video, this live video, because it's very good and I don't make very many mistakes at all. There is one mistake, at least one mistake on the song we're going to watch, but it's very minor. I don't even know if anyone would notice, but like, even if I don't even care because it doesn't sound bad either. It just sort of makes the song different. But there's basically only one song in this entire video where I completely butchered. And it was only in a couple spots of the song, but it's noticeable and it's embarrassing. But, you know, it's hard. 33 minutes, 34 minutes. It's hard to play that long without making a mistake. But it was fun. I remember doing this. I remember, you know, every single day I would play through the song, play through the album. And it was like a part of my routine. So yeah, let's listen to track 1, track 2, and then I guess I'll stop it and I'll cue up track 3. Track 1 is my favorite. So that was impeccably played, basically perfect. Can't ask for more than that. Second song, I believe, was flawless. That's what I was trying to say. Second song was flawless as well. So we're going to listen to that now. Oh, except I do hidden open string in between the songs. All right, so now we got the third track. And I don't really know if I have anything to say about like queuing up. I said I was going to queue it up, but I don't think I have to. So we're just going to watch it. Make sure to, pay attention to my fretting hand, see how how tired I get, and try to also pay attention to those things I mentioned in the tab, where I have the palm mutes and then I add the hammer-on stuff. If you know what I'm talking about, it's going to be 0, 1, 3, 4, and then I forget what the other one's up here, but it's in between the palm mutes, the slower palm muted parts. There you go. Very, very nicely played. Though I did make, I think, 2 mistakes. One of them was very minor. I got distracted as I was playing and I wasn't in perfect time. The other one, I actually played on the wrong fret. I forgot how the riff went, but it was very brief and I'm assuming you didn't notice, but good stuff. And so I guess we'll listen to the 4th song now. I was going to say something else, but I forget. Oh, that part where I said, the sequence of riffs that I thought was my favorite part of the song. I actually I make a motion with my head when the sequence is over to sort of emphasize to myself, like when the sequence is over, and just to sort of, I don't know how to say this properly, but I like to put an exclamation mark on the end of the sequence because it's so good. That makes no sense. But what we're going to do, we're going to sort of, I'll show you. Okay, so it's going to start right now, and then I will motion where I do my head thing. Yeah, so that's me like putting an exclamation point on the end, I guess. Okay, so this is track 4 now. I think I mentioned in my previous video that we talked about this. I make some really stupid faces in this song. However, I played the song perfectly, so I guess the faces did their job. And there you have it. Implanted Perceptions, the first 4 songs, and with an in-depth look at mental aberrations. By the way, I think I forgot to say this. I really like this word, aberrations. I don't know when I learned about it, but when I did, I thought it was really cool. I've used it in multiple albums, in multiple song titles, I believe. Aberrations, if you don't know what it means. I feel like an aberration is something abnormal, something that it's not supposed to happen. So if you have a mental aberration, you have like something wrong with your head mentally, I guess. Something that shouldn't be there, something like that. Anyway, very good word. And I think that's going to be it for the video. So thank you for watching. I hope you had a fun time. No popcorn tonight, but hopefully we'll have another date night eventually. And maybe I think that's going to be the third date. You know what happens on the third date?